That always fun. You were at 3:55. That's right.
All right, 4:00. Good afternoon. I would like to call to order the April 21st meeting of the Centerpoint Public Safety Advisory Committee. And at this time, we will begin with invocation. Ms. Donna.
Dear Heavenly Father, we gather to make decisions for our community. May we use only our best skills and judgment, keeping ourselves impartial and neutral as we consider the merits and pitfalls of each matter that is placed before us, and always act in accordance with what is best for our community and our fellow citizens. Amen.
Amen. All right, we'll stand and say the pledge. Pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll now take roll. Ms. Donna Crago,
Here.
Brandon Self,
Here.
Donnie West,
Here.
and Brandon Dolan is here. So all of our established committee is here. Approval of the agenda. So the next item is the approval of today's agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda for April 21st?
I'd like to give a motion to approve the agenda of April 21st.
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion? Nope. Okay. The agenda's approved. And next is the approval of the minutes from our previous meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes that from previous meeting?
Absolutely. I want to put a motion on the floor to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
Second. You didn't bring them? I didn't bring a copy, but that is the agenda.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay. All right. Okay, the minutes were approved. Next, we'll move on to old business. There is nothing listed. Is there any old business to talk about?
I'd like to speak about an old business.
Okay, go ahead.
What was brought up at our first and our last meeting happened to been about leash laws and ordinances, and I'm going to be very specific about it. It was talked about tethering not being allowed for dogs. That's the new one that the city has approved. The other one, we do have still vicious dogs in this city. I take this issue very serious from the residents that contact me. One thing I'm concerned about is Centerpoint Vicious Dog Ordinance, ordinance number 2008-04. That ordinance was approved back in 2008, and it was in the last 4 years not used. Why are we approving ordinances that are not held in 2026 that was approved 18 years ago by the council? Why? I want some answers. Another thing too is the Centerpoint leash law of 2008-05, which is another dog ordinance that was approved by the council in 2005. It is not being upheld. A lot of changes have been made in the past little over 4 years that was approved, and these are not being used. As far as, they were approved in 2008. What is being done right now is ordinance number 2021-2. This is a tethering ordinance. Yes, I have to agree. Tethering is okay. We have to do something with the dogs that we have, or have them fenced in dog houses. I want some answers, and I hope the rest of our committee wants the same answers, because I believe we need to do more. Residents are not even seeing animal control from Jefferson County to come here. In Center Point, they're in Birmingham, they're in Roebuck, they're in Eastlake, they're in Pinson. What's the problem here in Center Point? Are we just allowing loose dogs? So that's my thing I want to bring up from the previous meeting. When the tethering is not allowed, okay? You can't tether a dog. And the other subject I want to bring up is about vicious dogs. Vicious dogs were described as Rottweilers, Doberman Pinschers, and pit bulls, 3 of them. In the past, residents years ago in 2008 had to come to City Hall if they had one of those 3 dogs. You can't. What has been decided with City Hall here in the council, there's no such thing as saying a pit bull, a Doberman Pinscher, or a Rottweiler is a vicious dog, especially if they're running loose. Let's get to the facts. Any dog can be a vicious dog, even a little Chihuahua, okay? But I want a conclusion. This is serious. Fire department has to go out if they're attacked by a dog, an individual is. Oh my gosh. The sheriff's department has to go out to write up reports. This is a concern of all the residents that are still walking to their mailbox, that don't have P.O. boxes like I do. That's my issue. Thank you very much.
Can I say?
Yes.
I will say this, I'll say this rarely, but I have all the answers.
All right.
So as far as the ordinances go, the sheriff's office does not enforce any city ordinance, period. We only enforce things that fall under the state law of Alabama, which is permitting dogs to run at large. As far as the tethering, I'm not familiar with what you're referencing. Are you talking about just on a long leash inside of a fence? Is that what?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's not allowed anymore.
So you're saying the city does not allow that anymore?
Right now, tethering is not allowed according to ordinance number 2021-2.
Okay. So I'm unfamiliar with that. So you'd have to get with the city on what is going on there. But the sheriff's office is not involved in any of that as far as those ordinances go. So the leash law is still in effect. We deal with that all of the time. Animal control was in the city 3 times, I think, today. So I'm not sure if they're just not marked like you're used to seeing. And so they may drive past you and you don't know that that's them. Deputy Mason recovered a dog down at Cathedral of the Cross. They came out and got him or her. I'm not sure the sex of the dog. And we had another one over off of Wood Drive. So animal control is actually a lot more responsive than I've been familiar with when I was out here in 2008. Now, we do have a lot of wildlife calls, foxes. We don't deal with any of that. We don't deal with snakes. We don't deal with bats. So we do have numbers, though, that dispatch lets the citizens know, hey, we can't come out and deal with that type of animal and then we, forward them
Mhm.
that number.
Yeah, I have the number for that.
Okay.
It's animal control. There is a charge of $60 when they do come out. Say that you need to get a possum out of your yard. They're very good.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm very much so aware. Residents, most of them don't know about it unless they talk to me.
Right. And we try to, the E911 tries to let them know about that too, because they think either the fire department or the sheriff's office is a catch-all, when it comes to those calls. What was the third issue, or did I answer both of those with the leashes?
The other thing I wanted to bring up, since you're up here,
Okay.
I want to give a big compliment to the sheriff deputies that do pick up dogs. They put them in the back of their patrol collars.
Mm.
I've seen this done many a times. When a family leaves a dog and moves and no one's left in the home to even feed the dog.
Mhm.
So the sheriff department is doing an outstanding job of doing that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we have Deputy Tim Sanford is our animal cruelty deputy. He investigates all that. So and just to let you in on that whole investigation, we don't just take the dog to the Humane Society and say, hey, good luck. Like we
Mm-mm.
actually go after the previous owner and seek out charges if they've done something like that. So we take that seriously for sure. So hopefully I answered your questions with the leash law
You
stuff.
have answered them perfect. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You're awesome. Thank you.
And can I, may I speak?
Yes.
I want to, I want to let you know that I will be following up with the council and the mayor about your concerns as well. So I'll get back with you, before the meeting and at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if this is relevant, but 2 recent fires we've had, we've called animal control and they've been pretty prompt and they've helped out. I know you don't always see public servants' actions like that. So I'm stating that I personally witnessed them help us on 2 occasions. And I would say in the last 6 months. And I think both calls were in the city of Center Point.
Thank you. Very positive.
All right. We'll move on to new business, and the first item on the new business is actually the vicious dog. But I feel like we just covered that.
We
so
did.
Unless there's anything else anybody wanted to mention, we'll move on to the next. So the next item under new business is the Neighborhood Watch Program. And what is the Neighborhood Watch Program? What's the status? And then how can we strengthen it? Is there any comments from the committee?
I would like to speak if I can
Sure.
on that. I'm currently working on that. So if y'all give me a minute, I'm working with the attorneys to create something, to make sure we're on point. And I asked Ms. Donna, I don't think it will interfere with this. We'll check, but I asked her to be the head of the Neighborhood Watch.
Okay.
I accept the position. Let me tell you what I also have with me. I'm a graduate of the Birmingham City Police Academy, Birmingham, Alabama. All the way back in March of '93. I'm also on here. A lot of your sheriff deputies knew Judy Yates, retired as a crime prevention officer. Judy Yates has trained me for years. I'm ready to take over Neighborhood Watch. I will be very effective. I want to get the residents to speak out. And I want to hear from them during the meetings. I would love to have, now this is in the process. This is my idea. I want to have a 1-hour meeting every month with the Center Point residents. I also want to have a 1-hour meeting every month with the Business Association so they can secure their businesses. I'm not out to sell alarms. No, there's things that these businesses in Center Point, since we don't have a police station, I am aware They need to get them fixed in these businesses to make their businesses safe. And that's not just calling the sheriff's department when they close up because they're afraid to walk out in the Dollar Tree parking lot with shootings going on, which I know happens over there. There's gang shootings and there's vehicles being stolen. And it happens at nighttime when these places, and there's people being robbed. I know what's going on. You can't hide it from me. So I want to prepare residents, number 1 hour a month at council chambers here. And I also want to meet once a month to be a speaker as needed with Tim Gann, the executive director of the Business Association. I've already spoke with him about this. And I want to have like even a little 15-minute talk with businesses there. That's my goal. Thank you.
Well, Ms. Donna, I want to let you know also we have this when we do start. So each person that be over the Neighborhood Watch Association, the member of the year, will be on here.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, the next item is we'll discuss about fire safety and smoke alarm initiatives. Someone has actually reached out to the fire department concerned about smoke alarms in the communities and ways that we can increase access to the community members. So we are actually planning to be in talks with the city of Centerpoint. Mayor Scott knows about this and trying to come up with a date and a time on how we can facilitate this, and with fire department involvement and getting some smoke detectors, getting out into the areas, reaching out to the homeowners and offering to give them the smoke detector, show them how to install it, try to increase awareness about fire safety. And I think this came about, there was a recent family that died in the Birmingham area from structure fire. All 3 members died. So does anyone want to discuss that further?
Let me throw my 2 cents in. Okay. Another thing which would be valuable to the residents is even a little demonstration in front of one of the businesses on Centerpoint Parkway of how residents can learn to use a fire extinguisher. Pull, aim, sweep, and spray, pass. We need to teach the simplest things to residents in front of these businesses. It can benefit the businesses, but it mainly benefits the residents. If they have a fire extinguisher, so many people have never had training. They need to have this training. And yes, I am also a graduate of the Birmingham Fire School.
Okay. And final item on new business is leaning or hazardous trees. And I know you guys that drive through the area, we have a lot of trees in this area. And some of these trees over time have shifted from wind or whatnot. The roots on them are not very deep. And there's actually several of them leaning. And we've responded numerous times on these type calls where someone, believe it or not, is driving down the road and a tree falls on them just out of the blue. And or just, you see a tree down in the road, but the chances of it actually striking a moving car are so slim, but it has happened. And so what someone brought this to the attention, and is to have a way to identify these types of hazards. And how does the city get this information, and what can they do, if anything, if it's on personal property? What can the city do to identify them, maybe assist the homeowner? So and I've actually got some pictures of what I'm talking about. I'll see that. So this was 2017 on 23rd Avenue. Someone was driving down, sunny day, and then all of a sudden a tree falls on their car. And even in the background there of that last picture, you see that tree is leaning the opposite way, but, the soil there must be very soft. And there's several areas around. So this tree right here, you can see it's starting to lean. This picture doesn't do justice. There's another one right here. Anytime these trees could just give way and fall. Another one right there. So how do we identify these and report this to the city so that they know? And is there anything that they can do? So that is something that we want to pass on to Councilwoman Deloach and see if, maybe the city has something that we can use to identify these with, and if there's any action that they can take to help the homeowners or get the trees out of the way.
So I was told to call the city hall, or call one of the council people and let us advocate for you. The issue is a lot of people own property. You can't just go on somebody's property. You have to put in a letter, send a letter to them, letting them know that they have unsafe things on their property, and the mayor have to basically, once he send them the letter, put them on notice. And if they're not on notice and the tree fall, then there's a whole different type of thing. But they need to be put on notice first if it's a private property. But if it's city property, it's always good to go ahead and call the city so they can get that handled. I have a tree that's next to me that's been leaning, and it's just leaning, and it fell halfway on my car and cracked my sunroof. So I know what you're saying about those. I'll follow up with the council and see what more can we do to stop those things from happening. Maybe we can get somebody, I don't know, but maybe we can get someone to go around and assess these different properties. But we need the citizens to call in to let us know what they see so we can go out there. We just, we can't just assume we know everything. We hope that the citizens and whoever, the fire department, y'all let us know about it so we can send it to the mayor and get his staff, to get our staff, the city staff to address the issue.
So yeah, bringing it up to talk for awareness, to bring the topic out for folks to look and see and discover and then report.
And I want to make it clear that council people can only advocate and then send it up to the mayor. It's up to the mayor, the supervisor of the city to put it out and let the people know, the staff that works up under him, they have to enforce it and do what the mayor tell them to do. We can't go and talk to the department heads and say, hey, go cut this tree down.
Sure.
Is a violation, of ethics violation, and you could be removed from office for that. So I want people to know that we can't just go and tell them to do something. We have to send it to the mayor, and it's up to the mayor to get them to do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councilwoman, do you know if there is an emergency number for the public to call after hours?
We don't have one, but I'll check into there with the mayor to see if he have anything. But usually everybody just call his phone. Yes.
Okay.
Would you like to I'd like to make a comment.
Go ahead.
Okay, my comment is, there's already an ordinance out for overgrown lots where the resident will get a notice taped to their front door if they have an overgrown lot. They have so many days to get that lot mowed, or the city will mow it, and they'll charge them. Okay, while these people from the city, I don't know if it's horticulture or council people or neighbors or people or homeowners, why they find out that there is a dangerous tree that could fall. It may be rotted. Why can't who's ever noticing these overgrown lots also look around and maybe see a tree that looks like it's getting ready to fall? I mean, it's a no-brainer. I can notice them in people's yard, and then it can go forth. It can be another notice. It needs to have an ordinance on your property, on your personal property, which also has grass that needs to be cut, there's the ordinance for that. I'm going to recommend there needs to be an ordinance if the city notices grass needs to be mowed. Well, guess what? They also need to look up a little higher and look at a tree to see if it's to the point where it's going to fall. That's my recommendation. Thank you.
I will get back with the council and the mayor, and then I'll get back with you on that to see
Thank
if
you.
we can do more.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any other discussion on the new business?
I'll just mention this, y'all probably all aware of it, but this coming Friday, the 24th, public safety, along with other vendors, are going to be involved in what we always refer to as kind of a career fair at Centerpoint High School Library. So I know that my organization is going to be there, and I'm sure Fire's going to be there, but just to get out to the general public, it's going to be between the hours of 10 and 12. And tables are all set up for us. So I know it's primarily for the kids at the school, but just to kind of let the public know that, these things are going on as well.
Okay, that's the library at 344 Sun Hill Road, right?
No, Centerpoint.
Centerpoint
Centerpoint High School.
High school.
It's at the high school, okay.
It's typically in the gymnasium.
Okay.
If anybody's available, up here, just, we would like, the advisory committee to be represented.
Sure will find somebody.
I'll be there.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay, move on to public comment. So we'll now open the floor for any public comments from anyone in the public. No? You sure?
I'll do a few things.
I'm
As far as the neighborhood watch, so once you get that started up, I have a few suggestions that we've done. We've partnered with businesses. So there's a term called crime prevention through environmental design. So what that is we go and assess the business and say, hey, you've got a really darkly lit or unlit door over here, or you don't have a fence, or you can install some trees or shrubs or something to kind of funnel your traffic with whatever kind of business it is. We've done it with car dealerships. We've done it with just regular offices and stuff like that. So whoever is in charge of that, reach out to me. I'll be glad to come out and do a site assessment with that. If they do have existing camera systems, we have equipment that's about the size of an Apple TV that we can put on that existing camera system, and it will siphon that data back to our metro area crime center. So that's hugely beneficial to when in the middle of the night, like you guys don't have anybody in the middle of the night. A lot of times we don't either, but we can remote into that and collect data if there's an incident there. That way we're not waiting on somebody that doesn't know the password, or somebody that doesn't work there anymore that installed the camera system, that we navigate around all of that. That's all I have with that. I just wanted to throw that there. So whoever ends up getting involved with that, just let me know. I'd be happy to help.
I have a comment, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay. How do you feel about the sheriff department eventually having a self-defense of training residents? What I do right now, and I've done it for years, my specialty is tactical, and I am a sharpshooter, okay? I train senior citizens at 5 different, I do it free, 5 different senior centers, and especially the people that are afraid of guns. I teach them the simplest way, like a lemon bottle. Get rid of the lemon in it and fill it full of, stuff to blind somebody, ammonia. And I teach the real stuff. I do it for free. Would the sheriff's department be interested, or a member of the sheriff's department be interested in doing a little bit of training with some of these residents at the neighborhood block watch?
So I can't speak for the sheriff, but I will tell you that we do have classes in place now at our training academy. There's nothing specifically tailored to any age groups, so everybody's welcome. But I can, of course, send that information up my chain, and I'm sure that we could figure something out to do that. It may end up just be having that group go to our range, since we own that property, it's controlled and it's in a safe area. So you can bring your lemon bottles out there and we can shoot all those up if you want, or whatever you want to bring. I'm sure you've got explosives or something at some point in your closet, but yeah, for sure, we'd be happy to help in any way we can.
Okay, is that academy up at Lower Coburg Road?
Yes, ma'am.
I
It
know
is.
exactly where it's at.
Yes, ma'am. It's 3500 Happy Hollow
Yeah.
Road Lane, one of those. We have so many Happy Hollows. We've got one in Trussville, one in Fultondale, so I'll get them confused.
No, the one over in Trussville, but that's only being used by the Birmingham Police Department.
Well, Trussville has a patrol operations division that used to be a firing range, an indoor firing range. So that may be something we could partner with them as well. If you have more citizens, on the northeast side that want
Are
to
you
travel that
talking
way.
about going out on Deerfoot Parkway?
Yes, ma'am. It's right before you get to the North Park Church.
Yeah,
So
I know that
it used to be.
facility.
I think maybe Sheepdog. I don't know if anybody can comment on that. I
The
think
one
that was
across from the Pinnacle, that's owned by the Birmingham Police
Correct. Yes,
Department.
ma'am.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
go shooting over there too.
right. Yeah, that's a different one
Okay.
over there. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We're in the comment section. Are we in the comment section? Okay, I need, Ms. Donna, can I say something? Ms. Donna was saying something about adding, what were you telling me earlier?
About what?
About adding more people. You were telling me.
Oh, yeah, to this committee. I have a great idea. Do you want me to bring it forth? And I've done this in the past in much larger cities than Center Point or Birmingham. Had to be done up in the Cleveland, Ohio area. But luckily, y'all got me in Alabama in 1980. I'm an official of Alabama now. I'm not going back to Ohio. What I would love to see done is to have an advisory committee. 1, 2, or 3 people. Our new committee needs an advisor. It's not going to take any work at all. And here is a very good possibility for an advisor that just walked in the back. Okay? It takes a smart individual to be an advisor to a newly formed committee that we have here. We want to hear from this advisor if we're making the right decisions. That's what advisor does for a committee. I myself, personally, has always had 3 advisors, plus always a secretary and a vice president. But I had to have 3 advisors because I was involved with residents on a larger scale than Centerpoint. Okay, Centerpoint's small for me. So the advisor is going to give us their comments of what they feel like, what needs to be done in the city. That's what an advisor does, is tell us, tell Brandon Dolan, tell Donna Craigle, go right down the line, tell Jasmine Deloach at a meeting like this. You don't have to work. You know what needs to be done, especially if you live here. And we want to see this city made stronger and more issues addressed. There's too many problems in Center Point, Alabama. Too many problems.
Can I say something, Ms. Dawn?
Yes, please.
I wanted law enforcement, the fire department, 911 to be the advisors. I wanted them because they see more than we see. That's why I asked them to be part of it. But I think my recommendation is to add 2 citizens to it, at least 2 citizens. And then, and then we go from there. But you'll have 2 citizens that always watch. Maybe we can add like Mr. Fred King, one of the other ladies or whoever come that want to be part of it. I know we got it all to where we all part of it, but it makes it stronger when you have citizens on it as well. But the advisory part to me was to be getting the advisory from the sheriff's department, the Center Point Fire Department, 911, because they see all of this. And I think they'll be great as far as the advisory part.
My comment back to you, that would be an excellent idea. Someone from the sheriff's department, someone or someone from the fire department. We need help with this new committee. We do not want to see it fail. We want to get things done. And what an advisor sees, other than us setting up here, trying to do what we need to get done, that advisor is going to say, hey, I got a better idea for you.
Okay, how about this? My recommendation. We already have the fire department, 911. Can you be an advisor, the person that advises of?
I just have to check.
Okay, can you check? Okay. Now we got 3 that's dealing with law
Fantastic.
enforcement
Now,
to get it done.
I would like to bring up another idea. Okay? I agree with what we have. So we have this sheriff deputy as our advisor now.
He got to check with law
Well,
enforcement to
check
make
with
sure
him.
he can do
Okay.
it.
I'm sure he'll let you come. Okay? And we're not bribing you. Okay. You can't bribe a sheriff deputy. Okay. I think that's settled. Unless you want to hear another comment from me, a new thing. It's up to our chairman.
Well, we are winding down and we're finishing up with committee member comments. So does anyone else have any comments from the committee?
Briefly, if I may.
Yeah.
A lot of these items, there are systems in place, and I do understand that we're an advisory committee to the city council and so forth. But there is a topic that I'd like first to put on the agenda, and it addresses vacant structures. I know the city is demoing vacant structures as budgetary, as the budget allows, and Woodside is one that comes to mind. But I know they have the money to do that, but it's just a matter of information, maybe making that resource known, available to the public so they know that, hey, this is going on and this is the order in which you're doing it. We know some of that order because we deal with it daily, but I don't know, put it on the agenda as a matter of disseminating information, if that makes sense. Sure. we can do that.
And
I-
now,
and I
I'm
can
sorry.
fill everybody in what I know about Woodside particularly, because that is a problem location. And some of them are getting fixed just by attrition, like, what's the, off 23rd, what's the name of that business strip where there's a storage, help me out.
On top of the hill.
Right there.
Behind
Morris.
shells.
Thank you. Now that's getting fixed just because.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of those things that are getting corrected just by, new business and so forth, but.
Mhm.
And I'll try to get the mayor to be here next time so he can give y'all some answers, like direct answers.
All right, no more committee.
One more. maybe two more.
You got one more?
Yep,
Okay, go ahead.
got another one there. Jasmine Deloach, do you think there's any way a flyer can be sent out to every home about neighborhood block watch?
I will get with the clerk and the council. They have to prove it.
Whatever date is agreed upon. A flyer, the residents need to be notified, not only by mouth, but by a flyer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one more comment, if it's okay with our chairman.
Last one.
Okay, last comment. We have two Mr. Kings here. And we have all been impressed with either one of them. This is not a bribery thing. We need a secretary here at this committee. We desperately need a secretary. That position is open. Is there any volunteers? Well, we can't pick this man here because he's from Pinson. Is there any
Can I say
volunteers?
something, Ms. Donna?
Yes.
So at the next meeting, we'll give them a chance to think about it.
Okay.
And then we got somebody else that's coming too, and we'll
Okay.
let them figure out what they want to do.
We will have it on the agenda for next meeting. And out of my pocket, to help you consider, I hope y'all like Chick-fil-A. If you become the secretary, you're going to get a gift card from me, Donna Craigle, to go to Chick-fil-A. I'm not bribing you, just trying to influence you. Thank you.
All right. That's all for committee comments. So if there's no further business, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion that we adjourn.
Okay. Second? All right. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for your time.
42-minute meeting.
Yeah, man. Right on time. Ooh, goodness.
Next time I will have a binder.
Killing me.
No, I wasn't joking. I'm serious.
Oh, you're killing me.
Thank y'all so much.
Oh, you're
for
so
all
welcome.
your hard work.
So welcome.
That's the hard part.
Thank you so much. Hopefully, I'm gonna start putting it out there, so I'm trying to get it put on the city page. I have to wait on the mayor and approve it. But it'd be good if you could put it on that page.